What's up, guys? Today we're gonna do 5 weird creative tricks. They're not gonna be easy, more intermediate. The first one's gonna be the hardest one out of all of them, and that's a 540 no comply. So it's like a backside no comply 360, but we're just adding a little pivot in there at the end. So I like to do this trick here on the bank ramp. These bank ramps are the only reason I have a YouTube channel or I make any money on YouTube, because these things are so mellow and they're so good for learning flip tricks and stuff like that. So on here, all you have to do is kind of wind up your shoulders. I'm goofy footed, so I wind up this way, and before I even take my front foot off, I've got my shoulders all the way to about here. I take my front foot off, pop it, and then just continually follow my shoulders. So my head is looking the way that I'm going, my shoulders, and then my body just kind of follows. And yeah, you just kind of have to wind up and go as hard as you can to actually do a 540 no comply. I really pivot them, so it's not quite 540, but you do the 360 no comply and then try to pivot it just as smooth as you possibly can. Make it look like one solid motion. This guy properly waxed the ledge. Brought a rub brick. So the next trick is going to be a backside tail stall and then pivot full 360 out of it. So to get into the backside tail stall, you just really turn your shoulders and your head and you lift up your front wheels, allow your back wheels to slide, and then just put your weight on your back foot and stop it right there. On a bank, it's really not that bad. You should learn to do a tail stall on a bank before you do it in a ramp, because it's a lot easier. So to pivot a 360 out of it, you're gonna have to really wind up and get to about here before you start to lean into the ramp, and then you kind of just do it on your back wheels. Almost like you're doing a stationary spin like Rodney Mullen does, just on those back wheels. If it's a mellow ramp like this, it's really not that bad. So I know I said the first trick was gonna be the hardest trick on this video. I changed my mind. So we're gonna do a nose slide, big spin to fakie. So this is a nollie big spin. So before you learn this trick, practice your nollie big spins. So practice them on the flat ground, practice them on the bank, practice them off really small curbs and ledges. And once you can do a nollie big spin to fakie, then yeah, just get into that nose slide. Try to get as secure as you possibly can. Maybe even come to a stop at first, or you could practice this just stationary before you even slide it at all. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna start to turn your shoulders just a little bit that way, but you're gonna kind of move your board and pop a little bit and scoop, just like you're doing it on the flat ground. Just try to throw it around like that. Just try to get the board to land like that before you try to land on it. Do a few like that where you're just kind of throwing it. Just getting that motion so you know the board's gonna land that way, you're gonna be moving that way. All right, so next I want to talk about a blunt slide shove out. So before you learn this, learn to get up into a blunt stall. Just ride up the ramp, lean back just a little bit, and go with enough speed that you just kind of land like this, and then you can drop back in on the deck. So after that, you can learn to slide a little bit, so come at an angle, and your weight's kind of on your back foot, holding up like this, but you're sliding just right on the wheels. So you might want to wax the top of the deck of the ramp. It'd be easier on wood. And then yeah, get that slide and then put your feet down. After that, come up straight, get into a blunt stall, and then do a shove out. So you're doing just like you would do a shove on the ground, just on the flat ground. You're kind of popping and scooping and throwing it around. If you stop too long, it's going to be harder to actually do this. So just stop up there for a second and then do it so you still have that momentum going forward. So yeah, it's easier if you come to a stop and then do the shove out when you're actually sliding it, but try not to do that. Try to actually slide and then throw it around, and you can even pivot around a little bit, but try to make it all one fluid motion. Let's talk about a rock shove. That's a creative one. You see Haley Isaac do it a lot on her YouTube channel. So you do a rock to fakie, learn how to do a rock to fakie and a fakie shove, and just kind of put them together. So get into a rock to fakie and then pop out of it. So I like to get kind of in the middle. This is easier on a really small mellow ramp. It's harder on a bigger steep ramp because you just can't pop out of it as easy. It's easier if the ramp is so mellow that both your sets of wheels are touching. This one's a little bit harder. So yeah, you just kind of throw it back. My friend Zach built this micro quarter pipe and brought it to the skate park the other day, and I was doing these on there, first try, super easy. Anything super small, mellow, you can definitely do this trick on. So I'm gonna talk about a tail stall shove out. But first, the other day, I tried to do this for like an hour, stalling on here, doing a tail stall shove to tail stall, and then popping back in, however I possibly could. And it was really hard because, you know, there's no angle here. If this was curved up and there was a little bit of gravity working with me to pop back in, it would have worked just fine, but I kind of wasted a lot of time working on this. So a tail stall is one of the hardest grinds to get into. You have to lean over the ramp, you have to come at an angle, you have to pop, do a 180 the opposite way, but you're leaning over the ramp this way still so that your momentum's heading towards the ledge and you can actually land in the tail. After you land in the tail stall, you want to have your toes kind of hanging off a little bit so you can get a scoop. And yeah, you just kind of wind up and just scoop it, shove it around, do a little scissor kick with your feet, land and roll away. It's gonna take some practice on this one. See if I can do one without hitting the camera. So I have to really scoop with my back foot. And yeah, just stay over it, keep your shoulders over the bolts, and you'll be able to do it. I know it's a different day and it's night time, but I've got a bonus trick for you, and that is a kickflip rock and roll on like a tombstone, a ledge on top of a bank. So learn how to kickflip really well, be able to kickflip up the ledge, and then just go a little bit slower and land with your back truck all the way secure against the ledge. Then just turn your shoulders, look the way you're going, and you can pivot either way out of it, but just make sure you turn your shoulders and fully commit. So yeah, I hope that video was helpful to you guys. I'm gonna put some random skating here at the end. If there's a certain trick you guys see me do or you want to know how to do, let me know in the comments section below, because I need ideas for these videos. You know, I've made a lot of videos on a lot of different topics, but I want to know what you guys actually want to see. So yeah, let me know. Also, if you guys are keeping your options open for alternative ways to make income, not a job, but something on the side, if you have a few extra hours a week, hit me up at the comments section below, because I've met a couple who has an e-commerce business and I'm looking for more people to expand that business. Also, if you're interested in any kind of nutrition, let me know in the comments section below. I've got some hydration packets and all kinds of stuff in a store, really high quality stuff. So hit me up about that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this kind of content, scroll through my channel, check out my other videos, hit that subscribe button because I got a lot more videos to come. Thanks for watching.